Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to draw Aquaman from the animated Justice League. So come on, let's get started. Alright guys, as promised, we're continuing on with the Justice League Bruce Timm style. That's right, we're going to draw in a rougher, gruffer looking Aquaman that frankly is so much better than that thing that I grew up with.
Aqualad in trouble. Assessing the situation at a glance, the Sea King issues a telepathic command to a school of blowfish.
No, forget that.
Oh, sorry I showed him that.
You wonder why we didn't take Aquaman seriously for a while.
I don't wonder at all.
Alright guys, well let's dive in.
No puns!
Let's just draw Aquaman. Alright guys, so we're going to start with the circle, and we're going to draw in 3/4 view of the character. I'm filming this right after filming an Iron Man, so I got to get out of that mode and back into Bruce Timm style. So let's have some fun here. So we've got our shoulder line here, and with the Bruce Timm stuff, I definitely like to draw in a bow shape like that. Okay, we're going to have his line of action, but also we want a nice center line for the front. So I'm going to draw that in like that. We're going to, from here, we're going to draw in where his ribs go, and his lat muscles here like that. And then we're going to draw in his torso like this. Actually, I don't think that torso is wide enough. Okay. We're going to draw in the bottom of his torso just like this. And now I'm going to take my finger and go to the top of his head, the bottom of his torso. And I'm going to come down here. And that's where the floor is going to go. And then, about halfway, where his knee's gonna go. So let's throw in his thigh up here like that. And then throw in some calf as I go down. And there we go. I'll put this foot out here like that for now. And this one is going to roughly stay kind of straight down. So, I'm going to line up the knees with each other. That. And then down like this. This foot is going to be facing outward. I don't love that right now. It'll get better once we throw in some details. All right, we've got his waistline here like this, which means his abdominals go right about here. Lats. Okay. Let's throw in some rough idea of where his arms are going. Remember, we're drawing a Bruce Timm style, so we're going to streamline the living daylights out of his anatomy, which, like I said, is a welcome break from drawing in all of that anatomy on Iron Man. Okay, but that was a lot of fun. Okay, so here we go. We've got his arm in like this, and actually it's right away. That's great. I don't need to play with that too much. Okay, so now we've got his other arm, and I'm going to have him holding his trident scepter. Okay, it's the sketch that I'm using for reference, and I kind of like how the scepter looks in this thing, so we're just going to go with it. Okay, so we've got his pecs are in here like this, and then lats right? Just going backward here, just to make sure that everything's lining up okay. Now at the bottom of his ribs, that's where his elbow lines up, right? And then we're going to make sure that it's long enough here. Okay. Okay, just like that. He's going to be making a fist around the handle of that scepter. And I'm just going to sketch that in like so. Goes up nice and high. Now, let's just, and I'm just kind of roughly throwing this in right now. The scepter goes in like this. We'll throw the details in a minute. Let's dive back into his head. Okay, so we've got a very, very serious take on Aquaman here. I know I had never seen a serious take on Aquaman outside of the comics until this episode of Justice League. I want to say it was season 2. Man, oh man. For the first time ever, I liked Aquaman. Okay, so we've got an eye line, and it goes right under here like that. I drew in his eyebrow first, and there's a reason for that. I find it easier with him because he's always very intense. This guy does not crack a smile. So I draw in his eyebrows first, and then I'll go back in and I'll throw in his eye. So there, we have that there like that. His nose goes in like so. And his mouth comes right about here. We've got about a third way down from his chin. Now, sure, we don't see his mouth much, especially when he's not speaking. So we just give an indentation for his lower lip, and then we throw in his goatee. So that lip is important because that goatee happens right here, and it comes up. Just like that. Now, we have the top of his mustache, like so, and then goes into that beard. Okay, kind of not liking this yet, so let's throw in the anatomy to his face. Can't believe I just did that. All right, so we've got his high cheekbone here. There's another one in here, but we've got this cool looking scar there. Then I'm gonna go in. That's where it is. Okay, so he has he has an ear right here. Right? Good God, going way out of order here. And that lines up like that. Got his ear pierced. Like that. And there we go. Okay, so we've got the top of his head. And it's up here like this. So we're going to throw in a rough line for his hair. Hair comes down over his forehead like that. Comes out a little bit. And there we have it. Okay. His hair comes out like this. When DC started to reinvent Aquaman, they wanted to try to make him relevant for today's day and age, right? And we can't always have him running around talking to the animals with that super sonar stuff that they were using back in the day. It's corny. It's corny. In Super Friends, he was riding on top of a giant seahorse.
Ugh, God.
So now, we've got a reinvention of him. I mean, especially now that we've got the live action movies and we've got Jason Momoa. Instead of all this ornate armor, we see him with all of his tattoos going all over his chest and down his arm, and we've got a really serious take on Aquaman today. Okay, so let's go back into this armor. We're going to clean this up a little bit because I see that I'm a little off here. That's why we draw lightly so we can erase. So his arm should really be here, right? And in like that. Okay. Don't do that. Okay. Okay. So we've got these gauntlets that he wears. And these gauntlets act as rings. You want to make sure they're curved to give some volume to your sketch, right? And there we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's give him a fist so that he's really holding on to this trident. Now remember, we're drawing Bruce Timm style, so we've got planes here, right? Separate it. And then we can worry about all the knuckles and such. Okay, now, here, because I'm here, let's just do this. Okay, so we've got a ring here. We've got a ring there. Then we're going to go into this part here. We got a sphere in here. And then I want to keep this nice and symmetrical. So I'm going to hit both sides at the same time. It is the easiest way for me to keep things symmetrically. Okay. And it's jagged like a fish hook. You'll find a lot of Atlantis designs look like fish hooks, which I find really funny. But it works. Okay. So now, we have a diamond shape like this. Right? And then, that top spear of the trident will go right here. That's looking all right here. And then the rest of it is, I believe, just a long handle that'll reach down to the floor. This should be a little taller than he is. Okay, so now let's go back into throw in some muscular lines here. Got a little one here. He wears a pendant right here. It has an insignia of his people but it's very cartoon-like. Of course, I'm making it look like a gross version of the bat symbol, but whatever. Okay, and oh, that's better. Okay, it has to hang around his neck. Give him some neckline. And let's have him glaring right at us. Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay. Now, let's fix some of these lines here and give him his belt. It's nice and thick. And it has the Aquaman symbol right here. So I'm gonna start off by drawing the top part of a triangle. Drawing that bottom part very lightly because I'm only using this part of it. So now I'm going to draw in the top part of a circle. You want this to look like a stylized A. And there we go. Rests on his belt just like that. He wears these underwater pants. Why did I call them that? Oh, okay. So remember that he has a scale type pattern to his clothes. Okay. He lives underwater, so that should make sense. And now let's just throw in his legs before we throw in that final detail here. So I mean, he's just wearing green skin-tight pants here. But once we get to the calf, we have to give him like a dorsal fin right here off the back of his calf. He swims very quickly underwater.
Where else would you swim?
And there we go. Bruce Timm-like feet. All right, now this leg, because we're looking at this leg straight on, you're not going to see the dorsal fin because it'll be behind him. So here we go. There, just like that. All right, now we're almost done. Now this final detail will separate Aquaman from that previous Aquaman without a doubt. Not only does Aquaman have a pierced ear and long hair, and he got rid of that orange long sleeve shirt. Now at the bottom of his gauntlet, he has replaced his hand with a hook. And this hook, if you have a hard time with the shape of it, it's half of a heart shape. So it's kind of like Quicksilver or Roxy. Just kind of copy that insignia a little bit. But you want to keep it, half of a heart shape. An extended one, right? And then we'll come back in like that. It's a very fierce looking hooked hand, and it should come down to about mid-calf. Okay, so let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's looking a little off. Okay, and now I can darken in those lines. And there we have it. Guys, if you like drawing this with me, please give the video a thumbs up and tell your friends to subscribe. If you like drawing this, I've got some other videos right over here for you that'll be a great compliment. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today, and until the next video, we will see you later.